The New Orleans Saints entered 2025 with question marks at every position. They left it with one of the most dangerous young quarterbacks in the NFC, a defense rising from the basement to the top 10, and a head coach carrying public regret. Kellen Moore looked back at this past season and admitted he failed one of his own players, a player who finished the year converting 19 first downs on 25 catches. The player he should have unleashed from week 1. Hold that thought. Tyler Shuck did not inherit a winner. He inherited a team playing from behind 69% of the time and still went 5-4 as a starter while posting a 91.3 passer rating. Jordan Tyson landed at number 8 overall in the 2026 draft. Travis Etienne Jr. signed a 4-year, $52 million deal and came home to Louisiana. David Edwards requested the locker next to Shuck before signing his contract. These are not accidental moves. This is an organization surrounding a franchise quarterback with every resource at its disposal. The Backfield addition locked up in March is about to reshape everything Shuck does under center, and we will get there. On defense, Chase Young had 10 sacks in 12 games last season and now lines up alongside Cameron Jordan, who signed a 1-year deal on the first day of mandatory minicamp today. The NFC South is wide open. The Falcons have questions at quarterback. The Buccaneers are aging. The Panthers are not fully committing to their own signal caller. By the end of this breakdown, you will know the exact record this Saints team finishes with in 2026 and whether the NFC South title is theirs to win. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Saints and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 350 likes on this video. Tyler Shuck took his first NFL start in Week 9. When he did, the Saints were sitting at 1 win and 8 losses, operating an offense with almost no explosive play capability. Data compiled after the season showed New Orleans finished tied with the New York Jets for the worst passing explosion rate in the entire league, and finished alone in last place in big rushing plays. That was the environment Shuck was handed. He went 5-4 as a starter from there, posting wins over Tampa Bay, Carolina, the Jets, and Tennessee, beating the Buccaneers twice while they led the NFC South. The data becomes even more compelling when examined closely. New Orleans spent 69% of the time in 2025 playing from behind. When defenses knew a pass was coming, they schemed accordingly. Shuck posted a 91.3 passer rating regardless. He led all rookie quarterbacks in completion percentage at 67.6, in third down passer rating at 103.3, and in wins as a starter at 5. From weeks 12 through 18, he ranked 5th among all quarterbacks in fantasy scoring. The Saints were not winning because of circumstances. They were winning because of Shuck. David Edwards played alongside Josh Allen and Matthew Stafford before entering free agency in 2026. He requested the locker next to Shuck before signing his contract. He did not walk into New Orleans for the money alone. He walked in because he watched film and saw a quarterback competing at a high level in the worst situation a young player faces. Players want to play with A players. Edwards believed Shuck belonged in that category after 1 half season of tape. That conviction gets tested with a full supporting cast in place. Chase Young did not suit up for the Saints until Week 6 last season. He was working through a calf injury from training camp, and the team refused to rush him back. When he returned, the results were immediate. Young posted 10 sacks in 12 games, a career high, while finishing with an 86.3 Pro Football Focus pass rush grade that ranked 8th among all edge rushers in the league. The Saints' defense, ranked 30th in the NFL in 2024, climbed to 9th overall by season's end. Young was the catalyst. On the first day of mandatory minicamp, Cameron Jordan signed a 1-year incentive-heavy deal and returned to New Orleans for his 16th season. Jordan had 10.5 sacks in 2025 at 36 years old, and now walks back into a defensive front anchored by Young on the opposite edge. The two played the final 12 games together in 2025, and the results were dominant. Adding Tyree Wilson, the former number 7 overall pick acquired from Las Vegas during the 2026 draft, gives Brandon Staley a three-headed rotation with legitimate upside. Brian Brozee holds down the interior. The pressure to sack conversion rate for this Saints defense ranked 4th in the entire league last season. The Saints finished with 45 sacks as a team in 2025, placing them in the top 10 in the league. That number was built with Young missing the opening 5 games. With a full season available, Young has legitimate All-Pro aspirations heading into 2026. Jordan brings 15 seasons of experience and a burning desire to end a Hall of Fame career with a championship ring. Wilson brings the physical tools of a former number 7 overall pick, waiting for the right environment to produce. Staley now has the personnel to field one of the most disruptive defensive fronts in the NFC. Who lines up behind that front matters too. When Alante Taylor signed with the Tennessee Titans in free agency, the Saints lost the player who defined the star role in Brandon Staley's defense. The star is a hybrid position that demands a defensive back carry the responsibilities of a slot cornerback, a free safety, and an inside linebacker, depending on the situation. It is the most demanding position on the entire defensive roster. When the league expected the Saints to address it heavily in the draft, they did not. They already had the answer on their own roster. Jonas Sanker, a third-round pick out of Virginia in 2025, started 16 games as a deep safety during his rookie season after Julian Blackmon suffered a season-ending injury in Week 1. Sanker recorded 2 interceptions, landing second on the team in that category, and earned a spot on the ESPN NFL All-Rookie team. What the box score did not show was this. Sanker logged over 700 snaps in the slot during his college career at Virginia. His speed is the attribute Staley repeatedly highlighted at OTAs. At the star position, his ability to trigger downhill on run plays and close on slot receivers in the flat gives the Saints a true replacement for what Taylor provided for 2 seasons. With Sanker moving to star, Julian Blackmon returns from his labrum injury to reclaim a starting safety spot alongside Justin Reed. Kool-Aid McKinstry, now wearing number 1 after Taylor's departure, steps into the undisputed cornerback 1 role with Quincy Riley opposite him. 3 interceptions from McKinstry in 2025, 17 pass breakups, and a ranking of 6th in the league in completion percentage forced. McKinstry played the final third of 2025 at a legitimate number 1 corner level, with 25 of his 76 tackles and 7 of his 17 pass breakups, coming in the final 5 games. Every quarterback in the NFC South is about to feel that pressure differently. Kellen Moore said it himself. After OTAs this spring, he told reporters he took a long look at the 2025 season and regrets not getting Devon Veilleux on the field earlier. The words carry weight because the numbers demand it. From weeks 1 through 8, before Rashid Shaheed was traded to Seattle, and before Brandon Cooks was released, Veilleux recorded 5 catches for 39 yards in 8 games. He was buried on a depth chart with veterans in front of him. The Saints had invested a 4th-round pick and a 7th-round pick to acquire him from Denver. They were not getting the return. Then the logjam cleared. From weeks 9 through 15, Veilleux totaled 20 catches for 254 yards and 1 touchdown in 5 games before a shoulder injury ended his season. 19 of his 25 total catches on the year converted first downs. His yards per reception finished at 11.7. He lined up in the slot below 50% of the time, operating as a big-bodied option opponents had no physical match for at that level of the field. The Shuck to Veilleux connection on 3rd down became a sequence the entire league needs to prepare for. Now enter Jordan Tyson, the number 8 overall pick out of Arizona State, arriving to line up opposite Chris Olave. Enter Jalen Polk, who outperformed expectations at OTAs, while Olave and Tyson ramped up slowly. Veilleux is the wide receiver 3 in this offense, with the clearest defined role of any weapon on this roster. Moore knows what he cost himself last year. Every snap Veilleux missed in 2025, every 3rd down where the pass went elsewhere is a lesson that ends here. He walks into 2026 as a full-time starter in an offense that has no excuse not to use him. The Atlanta Falcons made Michael Penix Jr. their quarterback of the future and surrounded him with a legitimate roster. The talent on that defense is real, and the coaching is solid. But Penix is still an unproven starter at the NFL level, and the division race in 2026 will likely be determined by which quarterback puts a full season together. Penix has potential. He does not yet have a body of work. The Saints do not need Penix to fail for this to work in their favor. They need Shuck to be exactly what the evidence already says he is. The Carolina Panthers selected Bryce Young to be their franchise quarterback and did not back that selection up this offseason. The weapons around Young remain thin. The commitment from that organization is split, and players around the league notice when a team is not fully investing in its signal caller. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have Baker Mayfield, one of the better quarterbacks in the NFC, but reports around the league indicate the organization is reluctant to pay him on a long-term extension. That roster is aging at multiple positions, and the window feels narrower than it did 1 year ago. The Saints are the only team in this division with a quarterback entering 2026 on an ascending trajectory with full organizational support behind him. David Edwards left Josh Allen and Matthew Stafford to play next to Shuck. That choice speaks to a level of conviction that does not exist anywhere else in the NFC South. Every division title since Drew Brees arrived in New Orleans came back to one thing: the Saints had the best quarterback in the division. That reality is taking shape again. Travis Etienne Jr. ran for 1,107 yards with the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2025. He did it on 260 carries, behind an offensive line far below what New Orleans is building. In March 2026, he signed a 4-year, $52 million deal with the Saints and came home. Etienne grew up in Jennings, Louisiana. He named his son after the city. This signing was about more than money. It was about returning to a place he considers home and playing for a team he believes in. What Etienne brings to Tyler Shuck goes beyond run production. A running back who forces defenses to play honest in the box changes every play-action throw Shuck attempts. The Saints ranked last in big rushing plays in 2025. That stat disappears with Etienne in the backfield. When defenses load the box to stop the run, Jordan Tyson and Devon Vele work in single coverage downfield. When they drop back to account for the receivers, Etienne hits the hole at full speed. This is the version of the Saints offense Kellen Moore was building toward when he designed this system in the first place. Alvin Kamara showed up at OTAs this spring, and Kellen Moore said he expects Kamara at mandatory minicamp. If Kamara agrees to a restructured contract, the Saints' backfield becomes one of the most versatile in the NFC. Etienne as the feature back, Kamara as the pass-catching specialist who has tormented defenses for a decade. That combination extends drives, controls the clock, and takes pressure off a quarterback already outperforming most of the league on a rookie deal. The full weight of what this move means hits when the Saints offense runs at full speed in September. The New Orleans Saints win the NFC South in 2026. Write that down. 10 wins minimum. This is not a prediction built on hope. It is the result of watching a franchise make every correct decision in a compressed window. The right head coach, the right quarterback, the right weapons, the right defensive coordinator, and the right pass rusher to anchor an elite front. Every franchise needs one season where everything clicks together for the first time. This is that season for New Orleans. Chase Young is going to finish this year as a top 3 candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. He had 10 sacks in 12 games last season while starting 5 weeks late due to injury. With a full year of health, a full offseason alongside Cameron Jordan, and a dominant young defense built for disruption, the conditions for a historic season are set. 10 sacks in 12 games becomes something far more dangerous when spread across a full 17-game schedule. Drop your prediction for Young's final sack total in the comments and tell us if you think any defender in the NFC South has a stronger case. The proof of this franchise is written in the decisions it has made since Kellen Moore arrived. a winning streak of roster construction choices that accelerated every timeline. Travis Etienne Jr. coming home. Cameron Jordan signing on his first day of mandatory minicamp to finish a Hall of Fame career where it belongs. Jordan Tyson arriving at number 8 overall to play opposite Chris Olave. Every decision points to one result. Subscribe before the next breakdown drops because Tyson's rookie season is going to define how far this team goes in 2026, and we are covering every step of it.